Hi, my name is Greg Nelson, and I'm the owner of Nelson Construction and Renovations. And today I'm going to talk to you about elevating homes to get them above the base flood elevation. So in Florida, we have flood charts that FEMA puts out that set kind of a standard as to where storm surge would get in a heavy storm. And it varies for different areas. And as we know, in the storms that we had last year, we had quite a few homes devastated by storm surge. A lot of these older homes, they were just kind of built off the dirt without reflection or coordination with any kind of flood charts. We didn't, prior to 2001, I believe it was like Hurricane Andrew, we didn't really know what would happen during storm surge. We didn't really have anything on record documented until Hurricane Andrew. And that was kind of when the flood charts started getting more and more accurate. I believe they're updated every 3 years. In some cases, homes had, north of 4 feet of water in the homes. Many of them had 12 inches, 18 inches of water. But that's enough to completely ruin all your flooring, start mold growth, rot out the studs, undermine the foundation, all that sort of thing. So what a lot of people are doing is they are elevating the homes. The city is giving them 3 options, basically abandon the ground floor and make it basically a garage and then build a second floor on top, elevate the whole home, or just build a new home. A lot of people are going with just raising the home. You can do it with a slab on grade, or you can do it with a wood framed house as well. There's different cost impacting reasons why one might lift it and why one would not lift it. That's kind of maybe subject for a more detailed video. In most cases, I'm going to say our clients request to either build a new home or in a smaller amount to just raise the home, and then some of them want to go on top. There is some cases where just building on top is less expensive, but in a nutshell, there's still some amount of reinforcement and rebuilding of the existing foundation to make it bigger to receive that second floor, which can kind of outweigh and be a little more expensive. So then it's just cheaper to, or almost a wash to just lift it up. We're currently getting ready to do where we have 2 projects that Nelson Construction is elevating. One of them is a 125-year-old home in Dunedin, Florida. It's a beautiful historic home. I don't believe it's actually registered historic, but it is no doubt a very well-known home right on the intercoastal in beautiful downtown Dunedin. It's a 3-story home. It's what's called a conventional framed home. Basically, the engineering required to build the home was dictated by the carpenters on site that day when they built it. And they used a method called balloon framing, which is where you have the wood go all the way from the foundation to the roof, and then you hang your floors off of it. It makes it so the building doesn't rack. And it's been there for over 100 years and all the winds we've had, and it's never fallen over. And it was even built with heart pine, which is a species that isn't used very much anymore. And the termites don't really eat it as much as the regular wood that we have now. But this is a very strong home. It's got good bones. It's got a very unique, beautiful features that are indicative of the time. Now, our client that bought the house bought it specifically because of the heritage feel, the historic feel of the home. So the decision was made to lift the home. So this home, by the way, was not flooded. The storm surge from the last storm that we had actually got up to the patio. And I believe it covered some of the porch, the patio decks around that wrap around the home. It didn't quite make it into the home, but no doubt it was a wake-up call. And she was getting ready to restore the whole home. We were getting ready to restore the whole home. So the decision was made to just go ahead and let's elevate it to get it above the base flood elevation, which actually isn't too far from where it is now. But no doubt we're going to lift it up a little bit, and then we're going to move it forward about 12 feet. And we're going to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone by doing this, because the home currently is just sitting, it's a bunch of bricks sitting in the dirt. We don't know if they compacted the dirt. We definitely know they didn't do any compaction tests. So it's just, and everybody knows in Florida, we don't really have hard packed dirt. We have loose sand. So you got an old 125-year-old house sitting on bricks in the loose sand. The last storm that came through probably undermined some of that, loosened everything up anyway. So we've got a whole new foundation that's been engineered, tailored specifically to all the load points of where all the columns are and the shear walls and the load walls and everything. So there's a new foundation that's been designed for this home to sit right to support this specific home. We have our engineer came in with our team. We crawled under the house. We looked at all the load points and we designed a beautiful foundation, state-of-the-art steel, rebar, concrete pads, spread footings, everything. And that's going to be basically the home's going to be lifted. It's going to be moved forward 12 feet. It's going to remain suspended in the air. And then we're going to plumb down from all of our load points. And we're going to construct the foundation under the home. And then we're going to lower the home back on top of the foundation. That's the process in a nutshell. All the work that goes into moving the home is quite a bit of labor. It's very labor intensive. Some challenges that we have to overcome. For instance, you've got an old fireplace, and the fireplace has to be supported so it doesn't fall over. A lot of the mortar used back in the day had a lot of lime in it. Current day mortar's got a lot of binders and resins, and it's modified to be quite a bit stronger than the mortar in the old days. So because the lime in the mortar didn't necessarily get as good as a bond, so it's very possible that the fireplace could just fall over. So you'll see that we've strapped vertical wood members to the corners of the fireplace, of the flue on the outside, and we've supported it off the house so that the fireplace, the chimney is actually kind of, if this is the house and this is a chimney, it's kind of like one with the house because it's supported off the house. So as we move the house, nothing's going to fall over. We've had to tunnel under the house. We're undermining trenches. Basically, we're putting this cribbing under the house, which is 6x6s that are stacked, kind of like that game Jenga. They're all stacked on top of each other, and those are jack platforms. And then we're sliding in 60-foot long steel I-beams that are going under there. Some of the I-beams that are going under there are just temporary. They're going to support under the main girts on the house, which are the main structural members in specific locations. And then we'll put jacks under those, and we have a whole system where we have basically a diesel-powered hydraulic system where we can control the jacks so that they come in. None of this equipment is our own equipment. We have a trusted subcontractor that we've been using for this, and they come in under the supervision of our team, and they work with us, and we get this house jacked up, and it'll all kind of go at the same rate. Very slowly, and it'll go up in the air. Some people have had concerns about windows breaking, plaster cracking in the house and stuff like that. And that's definitely something that could happen, but there isn't that much of a worry because of the way that we're going to do it real slow and evenly all at the same time. So it should be relatively problem-free. In general, in summary, the biggest things to consider when you're going to lift a house, especially a historic home, we've gone in there and we've taken out certain elements of the home that we definitely know need to be saved, that don't need to be in the house right now, like the doors and some of the trim and stuff like that. But determining things that could potentially fall over, like your fireplace, it's 3 weeks of prep and 1 day to move the house. So, just making sure that you've got a good engineer on the team. I don't know how anybody can lift a house without an engineer, because you've really got to get an assessment of the existing load points of that house and how it was built, and understand that before you can really, design the lifting system. Because all the I-beams and all of the systems that we're putting under the house to lift it are specifically placed and determined by the engineer. And then we're lifting the house. So it's not just, a bunch of people just getting under the house with some wood beams and lifting it. It's a very scientific process. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just big boy Legos, but it's still a scientific process, and we're following the directions from the engineer. Again, I'm Greg Nelson, and I'm the owner of Nelson Construction in Clearwater, Florida. And if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and we'll see you on the next video.